All right, guys, today's a special day. I'm out here with Moccasin Driver and M-Tech. Sonny, we filmed a few videos together.
Oh, yeah.
This is Daniel's E36 M3. We just filmed this S2000. It's a 1999, painted in Cosmo Schwartz metallic black. A very rare color combination with the interior. What's this called again?
Sand beige.
Sand beige.
Faders. These only came on the two doors. There's the only option from 98, 99, and 95 to 97. This is what came standard. Then the Lux packs had the sedan style seat, where it's more like a normal seat as opposed to a bucket.
Okay, cool. I mean, it's beautiful. It looks great. A little over 100,000 miles on this car. It's been very well kept, mostly stock. Daniel, you've done a couple things to it.
Yep. It has lowering springs on it. It has a lightweight flywheel, UUC M5 clutch.
Okay.
But it has a stock exhaust and everything.
Sweet. So
I just try to keep it stock, keep the integrity of the car itself.
Yeah. You changed out the taillights a little bit for the ambers.
Yeah, they had the clears, but I wanted to have the original look.
Yeah.
And I think it looks really good with the Cosmo.
I've always been a fan of amber lights. I put them back on my Volvos whenever I bought them with Euro clears. So I'm with you. I agree. Looks fantastic. This black is just stunning. The flake looks really cool in the sun. Good amount of trunk space. Underneath all this holly jolly stuff back here, we've got a original spare, full-size spare tire too.
Motorsport lunchbox is holly jolly.
Oh yeah, there you go. Nice, I like that. Little BMW swag, and of course, gotta check the toolkit. Oh, it's all there for the most part.
Don't lose your fuse puller.
Yeah, don't use your fuse puller. Cool, love to see it.
Yeah, this is my baby.
Cool. How long have you had it?
I bought it in 2015 for 10 grand.
Wow. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good investment.
Really good.
Love these wheels. You called them soccer ball wheels.
Soccer ball contours or style 23s.
Yeah, they look great.
Oh, you have cross-drilled rotors. I just noticed that.
Yeah, they were there when I got it. They've been working good though.
For a little while. I don't know if that's what these are, but.
So this is the S52.
Yes.
3.2 liter inline six. About what, 250 horsepower?
It's at 240.
240, okay.
236.
236, all right. And Sonny, you said, even though the US, everyone says the US got shafted with this M3, this is a more reliable, less stressed, easier to live with motor.
Yes, on US roads, you will never use the Euro power. This is only 0.1 seconds slower to 60 than the Euro 1. On these roads, it's like perfect.
A little bit more torque.
Yeah, well, the torque's about the same.
Is it okay?
I think under 4,000, they're like, the torque curve's like identical. The Euro 1 just has a higher red line.
Okay.
So once you get to like highway speeds, it kind of pulls away. But I mean, that's like at 90 miles an hour.
Can't drive fast in the US anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. Okay.
Haggerty
Cool.
did a really good section on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason Kabisa did do a good bit on
side
that.
by side, you kind of see it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, and this has mud flaps,
Oh, yeah,
which
the
apparently
mud
is super rare.
Yeah, these are really rare. This is how you know a nice E36. If it has the BMW mud flaps, excuse me, either somebody cared enough to spend like $350 on them, or they just never lost them.
Cool. I love it. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the only one I've ever seen with the OEM mud flaps on it.
Wow.
I've seen one other car, and it was also a very nice stock example.
Helps protect it.
Bet you guys never thought we'd be gushing over mud flaps, but here we are. Let's hop inside. I'm going to go for a drive. Someone's going to drive my S2000. Someone's going to drive that S2000. And we're going to go for a little Sunday rip. Should be fun. Spirited drive.
Oh, should I roll the windows up on your car?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you prefer.
I'm talking about for like the
Oh, for audio? Definitely. Yeah.
You have those ear muffs?
Yeah.
Look at these goofballs with their POV setups.
2 minutes to get situated here.
Nice creaky BMW seats. Gotta love the leather. This car has aged so well. It is a real survivor. Wow, feels awesome. Nice tight shifter. See if the AC works. Probably does. This is an actual sunroof by definition. Alpine stereo, aftermarket. love this 3-spoke wheel. It is a little bit off center from the seat, kind of a funky driving position, but it works. Love this dashboard design and layout. So purposeful. Yeah, this is probably the nicest E36 I've ever driven, and one of the few survivors left. Back when these cars were cheap, a lot of people bought them up, and their values have climbed up ever since. They're worth about low to mid 20s these days for a nice example, and for a really nice example, even more money. 108,000 miles on the clock on this E36. Let's take it for a drive. Revs dropping super fast there with the AC on. I love the character of these cars. So much personality from this inline 6. This S52 was a great, great motor. Sounds nice, good amount of torque. Paired with this 5-speed, revs out nicely. This should be a lot of fun. Easy to drive. Probably one of the better shifters that BMW made over the years too. Pedals are perfectly placed for heel-toe downshifts. Feels great. Really long clutch throw. This S52 has kind of a rough and tumble sound to it. Very different from the new inline 6s in modern BMWs. Shifter is classic BMW, a little bit rubbery, longer throw. I miss cars like this. Cars where you could kind of feel what RPM you were at just through the throttle pedal. That cable connection, that extra weight to all the inputs. It's really satisfying, really fun, really engaging. This is what drivers' cars were all about back in the day. Great steering feel here too. Definitely takes a little bit of getting used to drive this car smoothly. That long clutch throw might be partly because of the aftermarket clutch, but once you get into a rhythm with it, it's really satisfying to roll through the gears in this thing. Good turning radius. be such a nice daily. I can imagine what this felt like back in 1999. A lot of these cars have a lot of miles on them. People drove them, people enjoyed them. They're definitely a bit more maintenance hungry than a lot of people are willing to put up with, but if you don't mind having a, let's say, involved ownership experience, E36 is just a great buy. Offers a lot of practicality, driving fun, performance. And it's just an icon from a great era of BMW. Surprisingly quick, it kind of sneaks up on you. Power delivery is so linear that you feel like you're not going that fast, then you look down at the speedometer and you're doing a little bit bigger of a number than you'd expect. Suspension's really comfortable on these H&R lowering springs. Traction control kicking in there just a little bit. You have to be deliberate with all of your inputs. Rev matching, just mat it to the floor. Gear shifts, push it forward into third. Because there's such little rev hang, or the revs drop so fast, you have to be pretty quick with your shifts too. I assume if we turned off the air conditioner, that might improve or change a little bit. But today we have to keep this camera cool so it doesn't overheat. It's getting a little bit hot out with all the sunlight. And this being a black car, don't want the GoPro to pause mid-video. It really pulls out of corners in second. Feels great. And you know, of course, by modern standards, handling is still a little bit sloppy here. There's a lot of body roll. Tire compounds back in the era weren't what they are today. And you know, you can freshen up these E36 M3s with some beefier sway bars and different suspension. But I think the big win here with this car today as a buy is that it's just such an engaging and refreshing driving experience. It's kind of a reset compared to a lot of the brand new cars that I drive. And I don't know, it's so enjoyable to get into this, and to find a nice example is getting harder and harder these days. Alright guys, well hopefully you enjoyed that drive. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Go check out Moccasin Driver's YouTube channel. Put a link in the top comment. Really appreciate Daniel bringing out his cars today for us to experience and share with you guys. It's been a pleasure. He's got two icons here from the 90s and 2000s. Excellent condition. It's nice to be able to kind of experience what these were like when they were factory fresh, or at least as close to that as possible, given time and wear and a few miles. All right, that'll be it for this one. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys later.